Hey everyone, thank you for tuning into today's yoga for grief, focused on kind of moving our way slowly and steadily through some challenging emotions through the grief life cycle, as you might call it. I'm going to start us today kneeling on our knees, but if that doesn't feel good for you, please feel free to come into an easy pose, just cross-legged position, or even extending your legs out long, keeping your spine as straight as possible, allowing just a smooth flow of energy as we move through the first part of this practice. If you'd like to follow along with me, please go ahead and join me on your knees. We're just going to take a moment to start. I invite you to close your eyes just to feel a deeper sense of being centered in your experience right now. I'll be reminding you to notice your breath several times throughout today's practice, and that will start right now. So just take a moment to notice your next 3 breaths or so. We're not changing anything. We're just experiencing what is happening in us currently as it is. Notice where your hands are placed. Notice how your legs feel. Notice the sensation of the part of your body that is in contact with the mat or the surface below you. Good. I invite you to open your eyes if you'd like. You can also keep them closed. We're going to take just about 3 cycles of a boxed breath to help steady any feelings of nervousness or tension or anxiety that you might be experiencing right now. So we're going to inhale to the count of 4, and then we'll hold that breath for the count of 4, exhaling another count of 4, and holding at the end of that exhale for a count of 4, and then we will repeat that 3 times. So I'll walk us through the first 2 times, and then the last time we will do it on our own individually at your own count. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Last time at your own count. Inhale, exhale, one final hold. Good. Take a deep breath in, an audible exhale out. Do that with me one more time, feeling your shoulders drop as you exhale out. Deep breath in. Great. So staying where you are, if you do need to readjust, please do so at any time during today's video. I will give you some invitations along the way, but always stay connected to your own body and experience. And if something doesn't feel right, either physically or emotionally, please honor that as you are. This is your process to work through. I am just here as your guide and to give you some invitations to follow along the way. So staying where you are or readjusting in your seated position, we're going to inhale up. Exhale, right arm comes down to the ground, fingertips just lightly touch. Leave your left arm up, and then exhale at this time, and then inhale again. Extend your left arm up to the ceiling, and on your exhale, crawl your right fingers out slightly and slowly as you allow your side to bend to the right. Keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Allow your neck to also flow. So you're not holding it in one position and feeling tension. You're allowing it to relax and release. You may get to a point to rest your palm flat on the ground, making sure that your bottom stays in contact either with your heels or your bottom stays in contact with the ground, both sides equally. Inhale, exhale, and on your next inhale, we'll rise up together, both arms up. Exhale straight over to the left side. This first one, leave your right arm, pointed up to the sky. Left fingertips on the mat. feel your breath a few times in this position. Inhale, stretch that right arm up a little bit more to the sky and start crawling your left fingers out as you bend toward your left side, keeping your glutes on the surface that they're connected to, whether that's your heels or the mat, whatever's below you. Keep breathing. Exhale. And on your next inhale, we'll rise up together. And exhale, both hands floating down slowly and steadily. My knees are starting to feel sore, so I'm going to move into an easy pose. You're welcome to join me or stay where you are at. Whatever you do in this moment, pause to just feel your body reacclimate to the position that it's in. We're going to do a little bit of twist now. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes to the right knee. Right arm behind you, fingertips lightly touching. Don't twist too far that you're putting strain on your back or your shoulders. Or you can easily breathe in and out here. Keeping your spine tall and straight. Inhale, arms up, back to center. Look up to the sky. And exhale to the left side this time. Right arm comes to your left knee, left fingertips slightly behind you. We're just looking off to the side. We're not twisting too much. If you do feel any strain in your back, specifically your lower back off to the sides, just come out of the twist slightly until you feel that strain dissolve. Feel your body connected in this moment. Notice your sensations. Keep breathing. Inhale, arms back up to center. Look up. And then we're going to come straight down forward. Fingertips touching the ground. You're bending at your hips in this moment, just stretching your back, keeping your spine long. If you can, while you're here, you can crawl your fingertips forward a little bit more. That may feel good. Make sure you continue to bend at your hips. We don't want to round our back significantly, at least not today for this purpose. We want to keep our spine long and straight, allowing that energy to flow through us, just like we allow our emotions to flow through us at their pace. Meeting ourselves where we're at in life, regardless of anyone else's expectations or ideas about where we should be. This is your time here with me, and I invite you to honor your own experience, and I appreciate you allowing me to guide you. Inhale, crawl your hands slowly back, just slightly lifting from your hips until you are just slightly bent forward. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see just a little better. So you're slightly bent forward and move to the left. As you exhale out, we're just going to twist slightly to the side, really paying attention that both of your glutes are on the surface below you. Your back isn't curved, our spine is nice and long, shoulders are down, and we are breathing steadily, allowing ourselves to experience this moment. Again, if it feels right for you on your next exhale, you can certainly start crawling your hands forward again. Remembering to keep that spine as long as possible, bending at your hips. Inhale, we'll crawl back up the same way we did when we were in the front. And recenter yourself, pausing just for a moment. Specifically noticing how the left side of your body feels as opposed to the right side. Can you feel more energy fluidly moving easily through that side? Inhale, and on your next exhale, we will go to the right side. Same thing, we're slowly crawling our hands forward, allowing our body to guide us to what is right for us. Fingertips may be tented up. They may be down with our palms resting on the ground. Your spine is as straight and long as possible. Both your glutes are on the ground. And if you want to go deeper, making sure you're doing so on an exhale, your chin stays slightly tucked so you're not putting strain in your neck. You can truly relax into this present moment. Next exhale, start crawling back up and meet me facing forward like we did before. Acclimating to this moment. I invite you to close your eyes and ask yourself if the sides of your body, left and right, feel more similar than they did previously. Is there a balance of energy flowing? If not, it's okay. There's no right or wrong answer. This is just about noticing your body, feeling into your body, being with your experience right here and right now. You're doing great. Make your way to all fours. In all fours, take that moment again. You'll hear me say this a lot. Feel your knees on the ground. If your knees feel sore, please grab a blanket, fold over your mat if that helps at all. Just simply tuck it this way, readjust. I'll give you extra padding. You can do all of these things with that extra support. Just like anything in life, when you allow yourself to lean into that support, the experience is often better, even though it may feel uncomfortable at first. So from this all fours position, we're going to extend our left leg back to start, feeling that stretch. It's okay if your foot comes off the mat. This is not about perfection, it's about presence. With your foot off the mat, keep your belly tucked in so your spine is long and straight. I like to call it having integrity. We're going to do just a few hip movements here. So your left leg is stretched back, your belly is in, chin slightly tucked so your neck is long, aligned with your spine. And inhale, lift left leg. Exhale, bring it out to the side as far as you can, letting the inside of your foot rest on the ground slightly. Maybe it's just your big toe, and that's okay. Feel what feels right for your body. We don't want any strain, any pain. Those are signs to back out. This isn't about keeping up with me, it's about honoring yourself. Inhale, bring it back. And a little bit quicker now. 2 more times. Inhale up and exhale to the left. Inhale up, exhale down. 1 more time. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale up and exhale back and down. Good. Rest that left knee on the mat. Same thing, right side. Check in with your stomach, making sure it's up. Your spine is long and straight, chin is slightly tucked. Right foot comes back. Inhale up. Exhale off to the right. That foot lightly rests on the floor. Inhale up. Exhale back and down. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale to the right and down. Inhale up. Exhale straight and back. Last time. Inhale up. Exhale to the right and down. Making sure your stomach stays tucked in. Inhale up. Exhale down and back. Good. Adjust your mat if you need to. Come back into this all fours position. We're going to just rock a little back and forth. This helps give us a little bit of gentle momentum. We're not performing today. We're just noticing, being present with our physical body and any emotional experience that comes up for us as we move in these different postures and positions. You may feel a stretch in the back of your feet, sole of your feet, as you come down. Maybe an extension in your wrist as you come up. Just notice. When you're forward again, stay there. And we're going to inch our knees back just slightly, keeping that left toe tucked, right toes tucked. We're going to lift left leg and then slowly scrunch it up to our back elbow on the left, and then just walk your foot forward slightly. We're going to rest that left foot next to our left hand. It should be here now if you are following along with me, if your body is resonating with this today, in this lizard pose. And for just a moment, I encourage you to ask yourself if you feel inspired to push a little harder today, just for yourself, to feel your presence. So notice how everything feels here. Untuck your right foot, resting the top of your foot on the mat, and notice how that feels different than with your toes tucked. Slow and steady, integrating into our body today. Tuck your back toes, and again, untuck them, and just notice where the difference in sensation comes from. Keep your chin slightly tucked, spine long. And while we are in this position, we are going to take a moment. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale, left arm peels up to the sky. Exhale, moving your left foot over so it's more toward the center. Left hand comes down to the mat. If you're not already there, right toes tuck, lift up, and we will step back to a plank because you're strong enough. You can do this. Knees can come down. Just slide back into a gentle child's pose, allowing yourself to take the weight off of this moment for a couple of breaths. Noticing again if your left side feels any different than your right side, from your shoulder all the way down to your toes. Noticing if you're breathing. In your next inhale, rise back up with me. Lean forward slightly. Tuck your left toes. Extend your right leg. Inhale, lift it up. Bring it around about to that same part we had it before, and then start just moving that right foot so it comes to the outside of your right hand into that lizard. Checking in with your body, keeping your neck long, spine long. Notice how your left toes feel tucked. And again, untuck them, resting the top of your left foot on the mat. Checking in with the sensations. Does your left foot feel any different than you remember your right foot feeling? Again, there's no right or wrong answer. You're not looking for anything specific. You're just inquiring about your own body experience and what you notice. Part of processing through our grief or any emotion is allowing it to move through our body and recognizing what it feels like in our body so we can more easily detect what emotion we're experiencing when it comes up. And sometimes our emotions show up in parts of our body that just seems strange almost. I've noticed for me that when I feel quite a bit of anxiety, my feet start to tingle. And I feel like a pulsing feeling in my neck as though claws are digging into it. Good. Tuck your left toes if they're not already. And then inhale, right arm comes up. Full breath in, full breath out here. Next exhale, start inching your right foot to the center of your mat, bringing your right hand down like we did previously. Lift your left leg, step back to plank just for a couple of seconds, maybe a breath in and a breath out. Lowering your knees on an exhale and sliding back to child's pose. And keep your legs together. Or I would encourage you to try opening your knees this time as wide as your mat, or as wide as just feels right for your body, allowing your forehead to rest on the mat. Maybe you're up here. Please feel free to put a block for any kind of support underneath your forehead here. And just releasing into this child's pose. Great. We'll rise up and I will have you join me on your back as we start to wrap up our practice today. When you get here, sit up straight with your spine long, shoulders down and back. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, slowly start to roll down, feeling the sensation from your glutes to your back, to your shoulders, resting the back of your arms on the mat, leaving your hands pointed up just for a moment. We're going to do just a slight bridge, a bit of a counter pose. Bring your feet to where you can basically just brush them a little bit with your fingertips or close. Plant your palms steadily on the surface below you. And as we inhale, we'll rise up. And as we exhale, we'll come back down. This is not drastic. It's not forced. It's slow and steady. Inhale, start peeling from your tailbone, then up your spine as you rise up. Listen to your body. Exhale, opposite. Upper back comes down first, middle back, lower back, and then your glutes. From here, lift your left leg up high as it can go. Maybe this is your high, and that's okay. Cross your left ankle over your right, so it's just above your right knee. Pressing into your right foot, lift and over to the left just slightly. From here, just start lowering that left foot down. If you have any problems or pain here, please get a blanket or a block. Lift this part of your right leg up. You do not have to come all the way down to the ground. For me, it feels okay today, so I'm going to go ahead and come down, adjust your shoulders, adjust whatever you need, with the goal to just come into this twist so you can feel like you're wringing out a rag. You're wringing out those emotions that we try to avoid and we try to rush through, and we're allowing ourselves to wring them out in a way that doesn't cause tension or pain, but is just a release. We're allowing them to exist, to move through us, and to be wrung out and let go. My body likes my hands on my midsection in this pose. It provides a sense of safety. You could cactus your arms. You could also bring your arms out into a T shape. Maybe you look to the opposite side of your leg being bent. Explore. Be with your body. Be with your present. And listen and respect what it has to tell you. Inhale. On your next exhale, we'll start rising up. Feel free to use your hands to help lift your legs if you need to. Pressing into the mat with your foot, coming back to center, lifting that left leg up and down. Moving to the second side. Right leg lifts. bending, bringing that right ankle slightly above your left knee, pressing into your left foot, lifting over to the right slightly, just about an inch. Slowly and steadily, using hands as support if that helps, putting something under that left leg this time if necessary, and just start twisting over to that left side. You want to feel a bit of a sensation in your back and along your side, even through your glute and your upper thigh, but not pain. And I always need to readjust my shoulders slightly. Encouragement for you to listen to your body. I invite you to notice your breath. I invite you to notice what your hands are creating. Where do they naturally want to fall? You don't always know these answers right away, and so it takes some experimenting and some exploring. That's the beautiful thing that I've come to really appreciate about these yoga practices that I deliberately take slower. I like to be more steady in my practice and just tune into different body sensations and experiment from one practice to the next. Sometimes I'll practice in the morning and my body will call for one thing, and I could do the same practice in the evening or later in the day, and my body just is completely different. It almost feels like an entirely different experience, and leaning into that has really helped me also pay attention to how my emotional body is feeling and what physically it's asking for. On your next exhale, start rising up, using your hands for assistance if needed, pushing into the floor with that left leg and coming back to center, untwisting your right leg down on the mat. And we'll take one hug with both of our knees in today. Making sure your chin is slightly tucked so your neck is long. If you feel like this and your neck is scrunched at all, please take this invitation to slightly tuck your chin to keep that integrity in your neck and your spine. Allowing yourself to be in this protective ball pose for just a moment. Allow your feet to come down to the mat. Oftentimes when I do these flows specific for emotions that are pretty intense with grief, I like to give you the option and invite you to explore what works for you. To either keep your feet flat on the mat or the ground, because it can create a very solid feeling and sensation of stability, and keeping your knees closer and up to your body can create a bit of sense of safety in you, and that you're not feeling as vulnerable and exposed, which can be helpful for some grief clients. So I invite you to take your final Shavasana here, making sure your shoulders are down and back, your chin is slightly tucked. If you are in this pose, just let your knees fall in together. Hands resting at your side. My hands especially love to rest in this bit of a heart shape in my root chakra area. And so I will tend to complete my Shavasana this way. Sometimes I even like to have my arms above my head when I feel a bit of surrender in a moment. This is a favorite. You may hear teachers or classes tell you Shavasana has to be, your arms down at your sides and your legs down, feet open about as wide as your mat. But I am much more about the integrity of your own experience and exploring your body, because you're the only person who has to live in your body and to know what it means when you really learn how to listen to it intuitively. Find where your arms work best for you, and if you would like to take the full Shavasana, go ahead and extend your legs. This feels like a full surrender to me, and so I do have to check in with myself to see if I am feeling like in this moment I am ready to share this open vulnerability with myself and with those I am in the presence of. And to give you options, this doesn't feel quite right for me today. My legs feel good, but now my upper body feels like it's asking for something else. So I'm going to wrap myself up just here slightly, holding my hand at the base of my throat with my fingers slightly rested on the right side of my neck. This helps me to feel like I'm safe using my voice and being true to my own experience with the internal words I speak to myself and that come out as I speak to others. And having my right hand resting on my stomach has allowed me to feel this sense of embrace, sometimes even more comforting than somebody else hugging me. I really like to rest in this position, especially if I'm feeling a bit emotionally vulnerable. My body and my immune system, nervous system, like this a lot. I invite you to be here with me, maybe covering yourself with a blanket, continuing to breathe deeply, just taking 8 to 10 breaths here, wherever you are in this moment. After your next full inhale and exhale, you're welcome to stay in this position. If you would like to end the practice with me today, we will go ahead and bring our knees up and just move over to one side into a fetal position, resting your head inside the crook of your arm. Just for a moment, I invite you to keep your eyes closed. Take a breath or two here. Then using your hand that is not holding your head, just press it to the ground slightly and push yourself up to a light seat. Meet me here in easy pose. My right leg feels like it wants to be in front this time, so I'm going to listen to that and make that happen. When you get here, just pause for a moment. Asking yourself how you feel emotionally and physically different, if at all, than you may have when we first stepped on and we started this practice together. We're not trying to create a feeling. We are just listening to our body, learning how to tune into its own guidance system. Bring your fingertips to each of your sides. We'll take one final inhale and exhale together. Arms up on your inhale, up to the sky. Hands in prayer, and exhale as you bring them down. Head slowly coming with it as your chin tucks and your palms rest in front of your heart chakra here. I invite you to take a moment to close your eyes as you express deep gratitude for yourself for showing up today. You're allowing yourself to tune into your own physical and emotional experience, whatever that meant for you, and whatever that means for you in this very moment.